Yeah, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Yeehaw! Let's get it. Happy Saturday, guys. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to the show. I actually don't have a lot of things to talk about tonight. I just had some free time. My wife and I had our anniversary today. We did all of our stuff early in the day. She had to go babysit her niece for a couple hours. So I got about a 2-hour window to hang out with you guys tonight. And I'm going to open up a call-in line tonight if you want to call in and talk. So let's get that number up there. Johnny Massalorian might be joining in as well. I sent him over the invite, sent an invite over to Scavenger also. Let's get the call-in number here. And mods, by the way, thank you for your help tonight. We are on high troll patrol tonight, mods. Mute anybody that is being a dipshit. Overboard Entertainment, good evening. Anya, Ms. Tahiti, Gia, Trevor, Joyce. Let's see who else we got in here. Mike. Gorilla Gardener, thank you. Aleman, good evening. Ape named Roscoe, what's up? Glizzy. This is not a recording, Glizzy. Thank you, Overboard Entertainment, for the happy Father's Day wishes. I hope at least one of my 2 boys calls me. All right, let's get out a cigar for tonight. Leonard, what's up? Roseanne, happy Saturday to you. Thank you for the happy anniversary wishes. I appreciate it. We did start the day very early today, by the way. We went and saw The Blackening. I gave her a choice between Elemental and The Blackening, and that other one with Jennifer Lawrence. Is that her name? There was a screening of that tonight at 7. So we went and saw The Blackening, and I'll take Scarlett another day this week to see Elemental and the other one with Jennifer Lawrence. The Flash is not really her type of movie, so I'll probably have to go see that one myself. I already have tickets for that on Wednesday, and I have my tickets for Indiana Jones. So I will be in the last 20 days of June, last 2 weeks, seeing 6 movies and spending a commendable amount of money on concessions as well. Like I have said to you guys before, if you've been tuning in, you probably have enough stock. You probably have enough risk. But we're in Q2, and this Q2 matters, and we can blow out this Q2. By my numbers on AMC, we are this freaking close to being break even on Q2. And after about tomorrow, anything over the next 14 days is going to be positive earnings. And you know, I'm pretty conservative. I don't say that lightly. So I'm going to, I like watching movies. You guys already know that. You might know I'm a D-rated actor. There's something about film and watching stuff on a big screen that I just like. So there's a lot of great movies out right now. I'm going to go watch them. I'm going to front load my entertainment experience at the theater in Q2. I already know Q3 is probably going to be a loss. So I want to front load Q2. That's my plan. You do you. And either way, I think whether you go see movies, whether I go see them or not, Elemental's opening a little light. Flash is opening a little lighter than some people were hoping. It's pretty much right on track with what I've been telling my folks in the Discord, which was, I think we're going to end with about 2.5 billion domestic box office for this quarter. Maybe we'll get 2.6. Either way, anything over 2.3 in my book is positive earnings. So, surprise, a positive surprise for the market. Mission Impossible is going to be a banger. Unfortunately, it's in Q3. Unfortunately. Maggie, good evening to you. Richard, thank you. It's been a fantastic day. Steven says, I see you unlock the call-in show feature. Steven, why don't you give it a call? Why don't you give it a try? Be the first to break the seal. Anya says her younger son and his wife just took us and his wife's parents out to a really nice dinner. Very nice, Anya. What'd y'all have, by the way? I had a salad at AMC, and they did a good job on it. Last time I went a few days ago, they did not do a good job on my chicken Cobb salad. I had to take it back and complain, and they made it right. Today, I said, don't fuck it up when I ordered it. I said, this picture is going to be sent out to 20,000 plus people. Don't fuck it up. So they did it right. And the movie was funny. We went, guys, at 12:45. The parking lot was absolutely packed. And the lines to get concessions, absolutely. If you are tuned in to my photos, you saw the photo. 20, 30 people in line. Like I walk in, I never see that. This is the middle of the day on a Saturday. And someone's been listening. I don't know if it's Adam Aaron or who, but I don't know if I said it on a live stream or just in my Discord, but I said, it sure would be nice if on that A-list premier member area, if they would rope it off and make it really exclusive. Well, what do you know? When I walked in there today, it was roped off. It was not easy to get in there. They had it very obvious. And there were 20, 30, 40 people in the normal line, and the premier lane was absolutely empty. We just marched right up to the front with our A-list membership. And because we got there, the movie start time was 12:45. You know how ladies are. She was doing makeup and all that other shit. We didn't leave the house till 12:43. So we got there at 1, ordered our food, and right when we walked in the theater, it was the very last bit of all the preview shit. After Nicole Kidman, after all the previews, everything. We walked in with 60 seconds to spare. So I guess I got about 20 minutes of preview shit. But we made it. And anyways, the movie was pretty full for a Saturday afternoon, and I thought it started off a little bit slow, not horrible, but kind of like get to know the characters and the setting and where they're at. And then once they got into the actual story, it got pretty entertaining. Next up is The Flash, Elemental. What the heck is that movie with Jennifer Lawrence called? Carne Asada, Overboard Entertainment. Beautiful. Married into a family of Guatemalans. All right. I actually didn't know Guatemalans ate carne asada, but I guess it is kind of a all. Is it fair to say that all Latino culture eats carne asada? I love a good carne asada. Richard says, instead of all the infighting, we just need to all see a movie in Q2. Amen, brother. What is up with all the drama and emotion going on in this community right now? Your wife's boyfriend says, what is one trip to AMC average per person cost these days? Well, I have a list, so mine is free. My wife's, we went early, so hers cost like $9 for the ticket, and we spent $43 on concessions. So $50. $50 for two people. Oh, there's Johnny. $50 for two people. Johnny.
Evening. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm a little tired, but other than that, I'm all right. Sorry I'm late.
I watched your Home Depot story. I thought you were going to tell us a story about you tackling somebody in the parking lot.
So we kind of ran out of time. It always seems like I run out of time. Right as I run up around the 12-minute mark, I'm like, all right, I can't fit anything else. So I have to like cut certain stuff. And I don't really think people care about an almost hero story, right? So I'm like, if I tell this, is it really worth anyone's time? Because the chick actually pulled off the slickest move in the whole stoppage of theft. I just watched it happen in front of me. So
It was a lady?
yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
I gotta say, I was rather impressed the way she handled herself against a pretty jacked dude who spoke down to her, swore at her, and she just said, she guys kept repeating, "Sir, let go of the carriage." And he finally did. He went running, jumped in his car, and peeled out. It just happened to happen right in front of me. And the weirdest thing, T, and I'll let you get back to whatever you're talking about. That was the only day I'd ever seen loss prevention in the store. They were there to do inventory. And when I saw them, I said, "Hey, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about loss prevention, why you guys decided to get away from that? Is it really worth it with how much is being lost through shrinkage to not have officers at every store anymore?" And he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "that's not a big problem anymore." He's like, "Do you ever see theft?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I saw one yesterday." And he was just kind of blowing me off. And I'm like, all right. And I didn't say anything like, I'm a shareholder, or he probably knows that because of the shareholder program. But, thinking of it from the market perspective, like how bad is it really? And not even 3 hours later, there it happens right in front of us. Guy's got $1,000 worth of stuff in his carriage, trying to walk right through the garden department. So it was pretty wild.
Is that what y'all call it up in the Northeast? A carriage? We call it a cart.
Yeah, carriage, I guess. Is that kind of northeasty? I guess probably. Probably is.
We got a lot of weird sayings down here.
Yeah, it's Texas. Yeah, you guys got a lot of weird things. How's everybody doing tonight?
I just want to say I want to acknowledge the people that were reminding me the name of the Jennifer Lawrence movie. We're No Hard Feelings. My wife was she was torn between seeing that and The Blackening, but both of us agreed we did not want to go to a movie at 7 p.m. There was a No Hard Feelings early premiere. Doesn't start till next weekend, but we could have saw it tonight at 7 p.m. I said, let's go see that later in the month. Let's go to an early show today. So
and
that's
how
what
was
we
it?
did.
How was it?
If you like movies like Scary Movie, you'll like The Blackening.
Okay.
If you, how do I say this? I'm white. If you like the, let me ease into this, Johnny. If you like all of the cultural things that you can expect in an all black movie, it's all there for you. It was fucking funny.
Okay.
But it took about 15 minutes to get into it. And I heard the audience laughing out loud a lot during that movie.
Good.
So they enjoyed it. Look, it's not going to win any Academy Awards. It's a horror satire, right?
Right.
It's a silly movie.
Right.
But and if you've seen Scary Movie, you already know what to expect, but this has that nice, interesting flavored twist on it.
Got it. Good. I'm glad it's appealing to both sides of the aisle. All I want to hear are good, funny, scary, exciting movies coming out. Enough with the agendas, please. Companies out there, if you're listening, and any of the production companies,
You
can
know
we
what
please?
surprised me?
What?
You know what surprised me, Mass? When I went and looked on Rotten Tomatoes, this might not be surprising to you, Johnny, but The Blackening has way higher audience scores than The Flash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard bad things about
Audience
Flash.
and verified reviewers. Like, is that a cultural thing? Is that like we need to uplift this movie, or is it really that much better than The Flash? I haven't seen The Flash, so I don't know.
I haven't seen it either. I have heard the reviews from someone who did see it, who I take pretty well what he says. The guy Chris Gore, he's from Film Threat, is his channel on YouTube. He saw it last night. He said that the CGI was atrocious. He said that Ezra Miller was very annoying. Michael Keaton was the movie. Like, that's why it's going to get any play at all, was because Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman. And he said everything that Michael Keaton was in was great. Even what Ben Affleck was in was great, but they weren't in it long enough, and there was too much Flash in it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so I'm going to see The Flash this coming Wednesday. I'll let y'all know what I think. But I was actually surprised. Like, I thought that the people that went to see The Flash would be fans of that series, right? And
Yep.
that they would give it high reviews. I was expecting 92%. And The Blackening was beating The Flash by over 10%.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. It's going to be, they said I don't think they're going to break 60 million, which for a DC superhero comic book movie, that's atrocious, right? I mean, it is what it is. There's just no way around saying it shouldn't. That should be $100 million movie. If you're bringing back Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck as Batman into any movie, that should be able to break 100 million on opening weekend. There's no excuse for it not to.
Hey, Grandpa or Steven, can one of y'all just call the number that I have scrolling on the bottom? I just want to check the audio settings for call in case anybody does call in. I don't know if I need, because I'm using Restream, sometimes, you know how the audio is, people can't hear it unless I have clicked a certain button for enable system audio.
So T, just so you know, I have to do a yard sale tomorrow. So I can probably only stay on for an hour. I would say like 11:30. Okay.
I just got a short time too. My wife is babysitting her niece for a couple hours. So I'm not going to be on all night, and I don't have any agenda, Johnny. This is just to hang out and have fun and maybe bust some FUD.
Yeah, we could bust some FUD.
Bust some clickbait.
Grandpa Barney says, Steven, you're on it.
All right. Someone's calling in. Let's see. Jello. Hello? Hello? I can hear you now. Yes.
No one else can.
No one else can hear him. All right. Let me open a screen share here. All right. Hang on one second. Let me open a screen. You can't hear me on your phone? Hang on, guys. 1 second. 1 second.
Very on the stream, though.
All right. Can y'all hear him now?
I can hear him.
All right. Go do a test 1, 2, 3 for us.
All right, can y'all hear him now? Hello?
I heard that. I'm
echoing.
1, 2, 3.
We got a little echo because you have your speakers on, and we can hear it that your speakers through the mic.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Can y'all hear him saying test 1, 2, 3?
I can.
All right, they can hear you.
Yep.
Who is this, by the way?
Oh, sorry about that. Test 1, 2, 3.
They can hear you.
Okay. I can't hear you, Tony, on my actual phone, though. I don't know why.
That is
But-
strange.
Maybe have someone else try and call in and see if they have the same issue.
Okay, let's let someone else give a call in. Thank you for giving it a test. At least we got this part working. Thank you. All right. Hello, you're live on the show.
Hello.
No one else can. No one else can hear.
Hello?
Me. Let
Hello.
Me, let me
I can hear
open
you.
a
Turn
screen
off,
share.
turn down your speakers.
All right, hang on 1 second. Let me
Tony?
open a screen.
Put your YouTube on mute. We're hearing a delay on your stream. Test 1, 2. Can you hear me?
You can't hear me on your phone?
Nope.
Hang on, guys. 1 second. 1 second.
All right. Hang on, guys. If you call in, guys, make sure you have your YouTube window on mute because we're hearing a delayed YouTube channel. Just turn off your volume. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello. All right. Master Lauren, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's sounding
have an
like they
echo,
can't
though.
hear me, right?
I can hear you.
I said it's sounding like they can't hear me. Let me check my microphone settings. We've never had this issue before, but all right, I'm changing my mic settings. I need one more test caller. They're saying Massalorian is echoing. I don't know if it's Massalorian or not, but we'll figure it out.
No, I definitely am. Oh, now it's good. Now it's gone. It's
Oh
gone
wait,
now.
hang on. I accidentally set my sound to speakers instead of my headset.
Yeah, my echo's gone.
Hello, you're on the show. Hey, who are we talking to? Can you hear me on your phone right now? Okay. Beautiful. Who are we talking to? Lucy in the sky. I think Massalorian knows you too. How you doing tonight, Lucy? Thank you for helping us test this out. They're saying that they can't hear you. Steven's saying they can't hear you.
I can't
right,
hear her either.
All right, let me try one more thing. Remove this source. Add it one more time. Add source. Hang on, Lucy. I'm going to try and do a screen share one more time.
Fucking Jeff.
Share system audio.
Hello.
All right. Can y'all hear Lucy now, Mass?
I can.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. But
Okay.
I'm
I see.
echoing.
Massalorian says yes. Anybody in the audience, can you say yes or no? Now they can hear you.
me?
Yes, they
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear her. But I'm
You can hear
echoing too.
All right, I'm changing my mic settings. I need one more test.
Lucy,
caller.
your speakers are still too loud. You got to mute your YouTube channel.
Okay, I'm watching you on my iPhone, and I'm calling you from my Android. So
No, I definitely am.
We have
Oh,
some
now it's
echo
good.
from someone. Let me mute Massalorian for a second.
yeah.
Sound to
Nope, that did not fix it.
yeah, the echo's gone.
Yeah, I'm not calling from I'm not watching on the computer.
Where is that echo coming from?
Okay, can you
Where is
hear me?
that echo coming from?
It sounds like have you ever have you ever heard someone call in on a radio show, Master Lorian, and they got the radio playing in the background?
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like Lucy has the show playing in the background. We got about a 10-second delay.
Correct.
I'm calling actually from a different phone that I'm watching you on.
But is the audio from the stream playing in the background?
Yeah, but I got it down really low, so.
It's still picking it up, unfortunately.
Oh, it is. Okay.
You got a
let me turn it
really
over.
good microphone, Lucy.
Well, I'm watching on my iPhone 14, and I'm calling on my Android, so I guess that tells you something.
Try moving to a different room from where the stream is for just a second. Just talk to us. Let's check it out.
All right, hold on. I won't be able to watch you, but
That's fine. That's fine. We're just chatting. We're just testing this out. We're gonna start having live call-ins on the daytime live streams. So this is kind of an experiment.
I'm in the living room now. I'm not.
And we have no echo. We have no echo at all now. That's good. Mass, are you hearing any echo?
I think I'm still echoing.
I don't hear Matt.
She said, yeah, you won't be able to hear Mass. That is true. You can only hear me because you and I are talking on the phone. All right. So, Master Lorian, you can't hear her though, right?
No,
she
I
should
can't.
be coming. She should be coming over the live stream. Now it says Master Lorian's triple echoing. All right. We're going to nix this tonight, Lucy. Thank you for helping us test it. Well, I don't want to blow out this whole live stream testing out a call-in feature, but we did learn some stuff tonight, and we'll do some more testing offline with some of my friends. We'll get it figured out. Thank you, though.
Lucy.
Sounds good.
Have a good night.
Everybody enjoy the show.
You know, the funny thing, Mass, is when I had Chance the lawyer on, we didn't have any of those problems, but it was just me and Chance talking.
Right. You were on the phone with him, no one else, correct?
Her, yeah.
Her, sorry.
So yeah, we got a little bit of logistical stuff to figure out.
Well, I wonder why I'm echoing. Are you? I wonder if it's on my end.
Do y'all still hear him echoing now that the phone call is off?
No, not anymore. I shouldn't. I don't hear it anymore.
So weird. Maybe because I turned on my system audio, Mass.
Oh, that could be it.
Because my system audio is playing in my earphone. It's probably playing out to the whole audience too.
And that's why I'm picking it up in echo.
So fucking annoying. There should be an easy way to do this.
She sounded very clear though. That sounds very good. The connection sounded good. Once she shut, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was, you can't have anything playing in the background if you're calling a live show because there's going to be a delay. And if we hear that, it's reverberating back. That delay, we're kicking it in our headphones. So that's constantly echoing. So, yeah.
And I think the other thing that we learned tonight is I can't have a call in while I have a guest also.
Or that guest can't hear me at least, right?
Right. Like when I had Chance, when it was just me and Chance, it worked fine. Oh, well. Right. All right. Let's move on.
At least we know.
What else y'all got? What other scandalous shit's going on this weekend?
Anya says, Mass, what happened to the guy walking out with the stuff in the shopping cart? Was he arrested? No, he drove away in a black Golf GTI 2-door.
Did you get the plate?
Yeah, they did. So it's funny because their loss prevention, there's one guy who's overweight, 6 feet, and got a limp. And the other one is 5'2", female. It looked like twins, twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come run out of the parking lot to stop this guy. It's like a jet. This guy was jacked, like 6 feet tall. Had a landscaping shirt I was busting out of. So I was thinking, I'm like, all right. When she said, sir, let go of the carriage, the first thing she did was she ran in front of him, stopped him physically from moving anymore. And I guess that's what they're trained to do. Get between the carriage and the parking lot so that you can't leave with the stuff. Your only option really is to take off if you don't want to get arrested. So that's what their plan of attack is always. So she did that really well. And then she kind of was giving him some juke moves to keep the cart from him getting away. And I was just standing behind her in case he swung on her. I was like, all right, if he swings on her, I'm going to have to jump in here. Unfortunately, think I only have a week left because I'm definitely getting fired. But
what do you think? What do you think, Mass, if they had some ability to just lock the doors when they see someone walking out? Would that be bad too?
It's almost impossible though, T. Like this, so this happened at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They came outside from the inside, grabbed a couple power tools, threw them in with paper towels over the top, and they just kind of brushed right through, right past the cash register, who he's dealing with. You know, he's trying to scan stuff. He's not paying attention to the door at all.
No, you can't count on them.
You can't.
I
No.
understand. That's
No.
no slam on them.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But they can't be. That's why you need to have loss prevention in the
Right.
store, right? So that's their job. But the only reason he got stopped that day was because they were there. Had they not been there, that guy was walking out with $1,000 worth of equipment at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. Like that's probably happening every day. And like I said, the day before, we had just got robbed outside for a bunch of material for gardening, like just a ton
What
of
about
stuff.
if your loss prevention people had like some spike strips? You know, they just follow them out the car and lay some spike strips down. Why not that?
That might work. That might work. But see,
I
they're
mean, we
worried
can get
about
creative. Like you don't have to intervene, but you can still get creative. It just fucking pisses me off that these people get away with this without any, no repercussions. And even if they are caught, there's no legal penalty in
Nope.
many of these states.
like in the video I said, they got, a couple of these rings were making hundreds of thousands of dollars on power tools a year, combined between all of them. But it's turned into $1 billion in lost profit. $1 billion. I mean, that's when you're talking about a Home Depot store. Let's say my store this year is going to make $50 million. If we have 10% shrink, if we throw $5 million down the toilet, that's, first of all, it's a ton of money lost for the company. It's coming out of everyone's bonus check, right? That's money we're not getting towards our bottom line and hitting numbers. It's a nightmare. Why they continue to allow this? It's going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to come in the store anymore. You're going to just drive up. They'll have an order ready for you, like they do at Walmart now. They'll push it out to the car and they'll load you up right in the parking lot.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, it is ridiculous what these fuckers are getting away with right now. Jesse says a drone strike. The police have these little. Have you seen the little robots that they drive under your car and it zaps the car? I've be down with that too.
Yeah, it's like an EMP.
Yeah, EMP that fucker.
Yeah, especially electric ones. Yeah,
there's no reason that people should be getting away with this stuff. It pisses me off. Did you see the video on YouTube, Massalorian, where this lady chased down a dude that had grabbed a bunch of shit and then rode off on a bicycle, and she chased him down in his car and rammed his bike in somebody's front yard?
No, I didn't. Where was that?
I don't know where it was. I just saw it about a week or 10 days ago. I was like, wow, that's going above and beyond. I think she worked for like a drugstore or something. She probably got fired. The lady probably got fired, like knocking a dude off his bicycle with her vehicle.
That's wild. That's wild. But I like I said, I saw, in the video tonight, I put that family jewelry store where they just went at it with the criminals right there in the lobby, right? They just,
that was a good one.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is people's livelihoods we're talking about, not only the retail people who are working there. Yeah, that's one thing, but you're also affecting the shareholders. And you're also affecting the entire retail industry, right? The more that these crimes continue, the more people are going to be afraid to go out to the stores. They're not going to want to be in Lululemon, knowing that at any moment some nut can come running in and grabbing a ton of shit off the shelf. It is sealing the fate of brick and mortar, in my opinion.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to go shopping because of some petty criminal, but
I'm not either.
I am afraid of society falling into something that we don't even recognize because lawlessness is allowed. It's encouraged.
Yeah. There's no punishment. There's no one being held accountable.
And it also, I'm going to
Good.
cross a line here, Johnny, but it all started with those mostly nonviolent marches.
Yeah, in 2020. Absolutely. 100%.
That's when it started.
Yep. That's when looting really took off. Just look at the
and-
numbers in retail loss, retail theft. Look at the numbers from 2020 to now compared to the 10 years prior. It's undeniable. It's just a fact, unfortunately. And that was all riled up and stirred up by political parties, right? And that was, people who are now somehow have disappeared off the scene. They took the money and ran. None of it was given back to anyone associated with. The only people that made money off it were the BLM creators. I mean, they went and bought large mansions with it. And, none of it went back to the communities or the families that got hurt. And now they are declaring bankruptcy, and they've completely changed cities forever. Minneapolis, Minnesota will never be the same again. Those businesses are never coming back, the ones that were destroyed. Some of the ones in Wisconsin, they're never coming back, right? Some of those businesses were around for decades. It's really annoying. It's bothering me.
Gee, someone asked about, I think it was NGL, a gas company ticker. Someone asked me about that in the comments earlier today. And let me just do a quick aside on some finance stuff. I looked at that stock. It's run up from about $1 to $4 since the beginning of the year. They had a great Q4 or Q1. They made a shit ton of money 2 quarters ago. Then they lost a shit ton of money the last quarter. Analysts are predicting expectations of $4 for the price of the stock, and it's at $4. That is where my analysis stopped, guys. Analysts are predicting 4. It's at 4. They had a blowout quarter, and then they lost a lot of money. I just stop right there. I feel like there's a good chance if I keep digging further, I'm going to find that it's nothing but hype and clickbait beyond this point. Unless you can tell me there's a compelling story how they're going to double their price again or turn around the last quarter. I didn't dig in why they made a bunch and why they then lost a bunch, but the story's been really good. I would just say do your own due diligence, look at the financial statements, understand why it ran up, and understand why it's currently stopped at $4.
And understand this is not AMC. This stock is not something that's very volatile right now. It has a very steady buildup that you've seen. Just look back at the chart over the last year, right? To make a major move right now, you would need some type of catalyst or some type of news event to really push this thing.
Yeah, that's my question.
Rise.
Like if you're expecting it to go, it went from 1 to 4 based on great earnings a quarter ago, and then the last quarter was not so great. So we need to understand those 2 quarters really, really good and what the expectations are for next quarter. But I don't even need to look at them because I already see the analysts are saying their target is $4. They've already done the work. So I could go do the work. But in general, these people that are following these stocks are generally experts in that industry, right?
And just look at the chart, guys. Follow the chart. Realize that little bit of a bull run that we had in the market, especially some of these energy stocks, did what they did, and now we're kind of at the top here, right? This is the peak out. Again, to make a significant move, you're going to have something happen to want to cause that.
Roseanne says, why is the market closed on Monday? Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, go watch The Blackening or use Google.
Did you know that holiday is based off Texas? I didn't realize that.
I do. Of course I do.
Okay.
And I will tell. No, I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you
I know
offline.
the story. I heard the story. I heard it today.
No, I mean, it's a big celebration in my city.
Mm-hmm.
People come from all over to party here over this weekend. All right, I'll say it, but somebody's going to get shot, Johnny.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get shot.
I ain't taking my ass downtown. Let me tell you that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Look, it's a great thing that Joe Biden did. He didn't get universal health care, $15 an hour, minimum wage. He didn't take care of school loans, but he did get Juneteenth. So bravo to the administration. They
I
came
have
through.
I have no problem with Juneteenth. Look, I have no problem with any holidays, but
What a cop out.
a lot of people are still trying to catch up what it is. I probably know what it is because I live in Texas, but inevitably it ends in violence in downtown Austin.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. It's sad, man. Sad.
All right. Leonard says, look into who just bought NGL. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I see it in the comments. Nancy Pelosi's husband, Mark Green. I'm just telling you guys.
Hold on, T. Hold on. Time out. Time out, T. Hold on one sec. Mass, check your email. That was very disrespectful. What I just said? Please explain. Let me know what you mean by that. I want to make sure I'm not disrespecting anyone. Sorry, T. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I don't care who bought into it or what YouTuber is pushing it. Guys, I've seen this bullshit for 2 fucking years. And I will default in my analysis. I don't care who's buying what. I will default to what the fundamentals, what the financial statements say. So, when did Pelosi's husband buy into it? When did Mark Green buy into it? Did they buy in when it was $1 and they just wrote it up to $4? And now you're being pumped because what? The people that bought in at 1 want to get out at 5. And you're going to get stuck. So all I'm saying is investigate the story, investigate the 10 Qs, know what their next quarter is going to look like, and then you can predict if it's going to go up or not. I haven't done the work to tell you. I'm not making any judgment on the stock. I looked at 2 quarters. They made a smashing profit last quarter, the one before, and then this most recent one, they lost a lot of money. So what's up next? I don't know. I haven't dug further. I don't care who bought it. Unless you've done the work to say the reason he just bought right now at $4 is because they're expecting massive profits next quarter, then I'd say okay. But if you don't have that answer, I don't want to hear who bought it. This is clickbait 101.
Someone said my comment about Juneteenth was disrespectful. Go back and look at the historical record of what this holiday is about and understand why Biden was the one who signed it into a holiday. Just go back and look at the historical record. That's all I'm going to say.
Leonard says Mark Green bought more June 2nd. And I'll say fair enough. Back to you, sir. Let me just check something real quick. Massalorian, take a question or two. I'm going to see if I can find Mr. Green's buy.
Fulano says, nothing disrespectful. How about send email to politicians about their profit trades and inside info that they got? I mean, that's not something that, again, this is something else that as the, retail theft thing is going on, the politicians are doing the same thing on a larger level, on a larger scale in DC right now. Like, it's amazing that trying to assess how the 1% stay at the 1%. They have to continually push everything else down, right? And the way they're doing that right now is by stoking all of this nonsense division that, the large majority of people do not want to get involved with, right? We just want to live our lives and go on and try and be prosperous, do what's best for our families. No one really wants to get involved in anyone else's business. And the media just seems to be pumping that constantly. It's just nonstop. That's all they talk about. Yeah, I and going back to Juneteenth one more time, I just find it disrespectful to what the whole thing, is meant to celebrate. It's not. I don't think the fact that people came and these people had to stay slaves for a year longer because they couldn't get the information in time to realize that, the Civil War was over and the North had won. Thank God. But, it seems like, I don't know, there's so many things that Biden said he was going to do for the impoverished communities that he hasn't done. And like they make this big deal out of giving a 1-day holiday. It's like, no, how about the $100 billion we gave to Ukraine? Why don't we put 10 billion of that into the 10 poorest, run big cities right now into youth programs? No, we'll say it's a holiday and forget about all the other promises we made.
All right. I did find one article that did confirm. I'm looking on Fintel. I haven't found it yet. That it said Mark Green did buy NGL recently. So that is promising. Keep going, Mass. Take another question.
All right. Devastator says, so aliens, huh? How about that? What's everyone's opinion on actual military confirmed not to be a nut job and others in military confirming his allegations? T, what's your thoughts on that? I don't know if we talked about that. What do you think about the alien stuff in Vegas? Now, let me just say something. The
backyard thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see like some evidence. Like, was there any sort of landing pattern?
I saw something the other day.
Clip of the light coming down and the cops walking in the backyard, and then they blacked it out. But like, that's not enough for me.
I've seen the unblacked out version. You can find it. It looks like two things are pretty apparent to me in that video. The unblurred version now. It looks like something gets into the tractor, no doubt about it. Into the what's that called there? The giant bobcat, the excavator. Yeah. Something looks like it's sitting trying to turn that on. And the second thing is, as they're walking out through the fence into the backyard, on the right-hand side, you can almost see there's something that looks like it's grabbing the fence and creeping down, trying to hide. You can see it in between the fence slits. Its hand, I think its fingers are coming around the fence post, and you can see it's trying to duck out of the light from the camera.
Do you think if an alien landed, it would hop in a bobcat and try and start it up?
I don't know if they're aliens, T. I don't know if I don't know if they are aliens. I don't think that that's what they are. I'm wondering if there's some kind of AI intelligence that we have created. Like I was saying the other night, we make ears on the backs of mice, right? How hard would it be to make a robot that looks, or some type of maybe crossbreed of hybrid? Who knows what kind of programs they're working on right now in order to, with the Neuralink capabilities they have now to be able to program things. Who knows what they can do? I'm sure they've tested Neuralink on other things besides monkeys, right? They're about to put it in humans. It's got FDA approval. You don't think they've had this technology in DARPA for a long time, probably, and they've been able to put it into beings right now, maybe ones they've created in a lab? I have no idea. But they could be what's flying these ships.
I will say that, considering the vastness of our complete universe, the alien life would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, hey, surprise, Tony Denaro wants to see the evidence.
Me too. Of course I do. Yeah.
I got to have more. Like, where did they go? If they crashed, where did they go?
Where's the pictures? There's a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of questions.
It's just not, it's not hitting home enough for me. If they walked in the backyard 15 minutes after they crashed in the backyard, where the fuck were they? Where was the crash?
Are you saying that it didn't happen, or are you saying that aliens don't exist?
No, I said I think that in our universe, there's a very high probability that easily there's millions of planets that we don't even know about, right? Very high probability that we're not the only life form in existence.
Yeah, agreed.
But where did they go? If they crashed, where did they go?
Yeah, I agree. That where is the debris? Because it does sound like a crash. When you hear it on the Ring doorbell, it sounds like a crash. But then they say it's a meteorite. Well, a meteorite would have impact, and you'd have the piece of the meteorite everywhere. So where's the evidence of that? Again, so they keep saying the blue streak was a meteorite. You hear it crash. Where's that debris? How come we haven't seen that? Where are the pieces of meteor? People be picking it up. It's worth money. You can put it on eBay. You'd be able to see the impact crater on the Earth somewhere, or crash into a house wherever it went. Why haven't
Yep.
we seen that?
Mass, I grew up, and by the way, thank you, Grandpa Barney, for the donation. I grew up in the
you,
era
Grandpa.
of the Bigfoot video. Do you remember the 1970s Bigfoot video where he's walking through the woods with his big old arms and
Yes.
he looks over at the camera?
The
I
Gimlin
grew up in
Patterson.
that era, and we grew up believing that shit was real, only to find out 20 years later that that was a hoax. So I'm naturally skeptical, but I don't rule out the possibility of aliens. I just want to see some fucking undeniable proof. And do I think our government would be willing to hide shit from us? Absolutely.
100%. 100%. If they did find alien technology, we would not know about it, because whatever that technology is, if they possess it, and what the whistleblowers are saying that it is, that it's can somehow split gravitational fields, that kind of technology is so advanced and out of our realm of possibility to develop. It'd have to come from somewhere extraterrestrial.
I would not be surprised one bit that we have found something over the past few decades and are, studying it, right? Area 51, all that shit. None of that would surprise me.
I wouldn't
We're-
be surprised if we found one from an archaeological dig that's crashed from a long time ago, maybe from thousands of years ago, that crashed here. Because why are we thinking that this is like the first time they've ever come around, right? There definitely could have been around in the past. And who knows that one of them haven't been found and unearthed, like somewhere in Egypt or Mesopotamia, ancient Sumeria, where civilization kind of popped up, right? And we can all agree that's where we came from, the Fertile Crescent. And then, first Africa and then to the Fertile Crescent. And if that's the case, then there's no way. Who's saying that they weren't here 6,000 years ago and we found that craft, 60, 70 years ago? These are completely something different, right? We could have different technology from a different planet. Again, I keep coming back though to the two things. One, how would this would this work for the economy? Why would the government now all of a sudden want to start? Why wouldn't they be slandering these whistleblowers and saying these guys are full of it? Why are these intelligence officials now coming forward and saying, yes, we have this tech. Yes, they've been here. They've crashed. Why now? Why?
I think that they don't want to say anything just for military reasons, honestly. They're trying to crack the code and get a military advantage. Everything comes down to that in my
It really
mind.
does. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're going to keep it hush hush. They're going to try and study it, figure it out, and figure out how to weaponize it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, right? That's the sad thing about Neuralink too. Like the FDA approving it, and I saw someone had some similar technology in I think it was Sweden or Finland. I saw they had done the implant and they were able to regenerate feeling into someone's legs and they started walking again. This was like a couple weeks ago. Like the first time they had an implant that could regenerate or put power back through the neurons again that connect to your brain in order to stimulate your legs to move. And it will be used for good stuff like that, right? But it also will be used for evil shit. Like that's the sad thing about all this tech. It's been done to social media, right? They've taken and exploited social media, propagandized it, been able to use it to sway influence on everything from elections to transgenders. I mean, you name it, social media has got a space for it, right? Somewhere, either on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. There's going to be somewhere you can go and be influenced. And it's all depending on who's holding the keys to those platforms. Right now, it seems like there's 2 or 3 big ones that everyone's kind of flocking to. And thankfully, we still have free speech somewhat in this country.
According to Benzinga, Mark Green bought NGL on or around June 12th. So look, if that is factual, then then maybe there is some upside potential for NGL. I'd say go And I will look. We got a 3-day weekend. I'll go look into what they have coming up over the next couple months, because many of you have been asking me to look into that stock. And a lot of times when I hear that someone bought something, you know how, Johnny, we get these reports that someone bought something, but it was filed on a
6 months
13G or
ago.
something, but it was
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. If Benzinga's saying he just bought it, I will go look into it. I'll go look into what's coming up with that company. The chart looks great. No doubt. The chart looks fantastic.
What?
You
What's
see a
that ticker?
chart? It's
T?
NGL. It's gone from around $1 to $4.
Yep.
So the question really is, what is it going to do next? The higher something goes, the more scared I get. When something pops from $1 to $4, I get nervous. So I'm going to be very skeptical and very diligent in my investigation. Why would someone be buying it at $4? What is really coming?
Do you have
So,
a bad? Do you have a bad feeling on the short week next week that we're going to have a very bearish market? I'm just curious.
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
And I don't have any opinion about NGL. I'm ambivalent about it right now. I'm just saying
Let Dana.
I need to do more. I need to look into it more. Dana Young, good night, Dana. Why do you think next week is going to be bearish in the market?
So I think next week will be bearish in the market.
You asked me, and I'm just turning it back on you.
Yeah. I thought so at first, but I don't think they're done yet. I still think they have. They're going to try and run the whole entire market up a little more before they pull the rug. I just don't know how much room there is to run. Right? I mean, the S&P is right there right now. What is it? They're trying to break all-time highs right now. No, on the S&P, aren't we? We're pushing, aren't we?
All-time highs? I don't know. I haven't even checked it against all-time highs recently. Let me pull it up here.
Jeff, I'm in my exhausted mode tonight. I'm exhausted, bro. That Home Depot video took forever. 4,500 GD game says that's next resistance level. So no, we're not going up to all-time highs. Yeah, for the year I meant. Yeah. Jesse Matthews said, "God save the Queen."
I didn't see that clip, but I know what he's talking about. Yeah, the all-time high was
shit.
All-time high was 468. We've been on a hell of a tear since September of last year. And we're at 439, 468 was the all-time high. I don't know, man. I'll show you my screen. I'll show you where I have where I'd like to buy the SPY at, John.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'll get serious. I wasn't expecting that. I forgot all about that. God save the Queen. I was going to drop that at the end of my video.
Where'd it go? You see my blue line here?
Yes. Yep.
That's where I'd like to buy. Or that's where I think it's coming back down to.
Before another run?
Yeah. I mean, whenever this mini bull market that we're in subsides, I would not be surprised to see a retracement back down to here. I'm not really great at calling, like, when things are.
I lost you too. Mike said something about super chat. What? Something about super chat that he put up. I can't see them guys on my end, just so you know. I can't see super chat, so I don't know what Mike said.
Yeah, I don't have anything from him on my side, so it was on your channel.
Oh, how come I can't see them on my channel? Is that supposed to happen? I don't see. It doesn't get highlighted or anything. Like, it makes no difference.
You have to have. Do you have your YouTube chat open?
No.
You gotta have that open.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't see super chats. Just so you know. What did you want to ask Mike though? Please say it again. What were you saying, T? Sorry. I'll look
Nothing.
first.
I was just saying I would not be surprised to see this very bullish momentum that we've had turn around at some point and test that low again. That'd be around 385.
I almost wish they had just raised the interest rate last week and just gotten us over it. I feel like it would have given us more time to for the market to build some momentum, right? Heading
Yep.
into and then not having another rate again until possibly like November. That would have been great, right? I don't know why they did that, unless the banks are really stressed right now.
I
Like
think that
Powell
they
and them
are
believe that.
they are worried. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're worried.
Yeah.
The
I think they
economic
are.
indicators are not saying that they should slow down, but they're worried about some shit right now.
Yeah. 100%.
Robert
100%.
AMC, what's up? Mike owning the float. How you doing, amigo?
What's up, Mike? What's going on, man? And Grandpa Barney had a super chat too. Yeah, guys, I can't see them, so I'm sorry. Thank you, Grandpa Barney. I think we did say thank you. I just didn't see it. I can't see them.
So Biden said, did he really say God save the Queen? I didn't. I saw the headline and I saw a clip, but I didn't hear him say that.
He mic dropped it. He spent his whole speech and then he said God save the Queen and dropped the mic. It was awesome.
Does he not know they don't have a queen anymore?
I don't think he realized she passed just a few months back. That's the sad thing, right? We laugh, but that's the leader of the free world, right?
Lordy. Maybe he was talking about. No, I'm not going to say that.
The band?
I'm not,
The Hive? What?
I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, man. Lucy says, I noticed that younger men are much more touchy-feely and very emotional than older men. Is that true? I don't know about that.
I think it just depends. Who said that?
Lucy.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Heedy.
Let's do some dating advice real quick.
Oof.
I'm an older gentleman. In my younger years, I was more of the touchy-feely type. In my older years, as I, dating and all of that nonsense, I realized, gentlemen, if you're younger and listening in, which is not my audience, but if you're older and single, and I'm giving this advice to the older single men for a reason, because I know a gentleman my age who overcompensates. He tries too hard, Johnny. He's too touchy-feely. He calls them too much. He sends too many gifts and flowers and all that shit. I don't care what they tell you. Women do not fucking like that shit. Younger gentlemen, older gentlemen, if you're single, fucking be your own man. Go your own way. Do your shit. And if she wants to join you in your journey, that is a good woman.
Yeah.
If you are feeling like you need to be touchy-feely, let me send you a gift. Let me call you every 10 minutes. Let me send you a text and see how you're doing. You're going to lose that woman. If you're spending your Facebook post talking about girls and how if you were my girl, I'd do this for you. You're fucking a simp. You're a simp. And you are never going to get a good woman because you're too fucking easy. And they don't want that. I don't care what they say. They don't want that.
No, you got to put on a little bit. You got to give them a little bit to chase, right? You can't just pour on.
Even when you're married, give them a little bit to chase. I'm not easy to live with, but that's not on accident.
Yeah. It smells like desperation. That's how I
And the only reason I'm answering that question is because I know someone that is my age that can't find a good woman. And he tries too hard. He tries too fucking hard. Stop. Just stop it. Trust me.
My My roommate's son found a good woman. He's taken my roommate's girlfriend, which has been pretty exciting the last couple of days. He's completely went off the rails. So they had like a little bit of an argument last night, and this kid went completely off the handles that they were speaking to each other alone in the room with the door closed. He was like out here pouting, stomping up and down the hallway. I'm like, you do realize that your dad's dating that girl, right? Like, I know you've been in her lap all day and giving her breast examinations, but she does belong to your dad. You got to find someone your age, right? And he just looked at me like, what, are you kidding me? Like, I'm in love. He is in for a serious breaking coming down the road. He's like completely obsessed with her. We almost had to bring him home tonight because he was stomping around here mad that they weren't paying attention to him. Not
Oh my
even,
gosh.
I mean, he's just attached to her at the hip, just following her around everywhere. And my roommate's like, it's date night for him. Like, it's not my
How
date
old
night.
is this person we're talking about?
He's 8. He's 8.
Oh, well, I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, I know. But it's just crazy. She's got an amazing amount of patience. Be dealing with that.
Headstock Hiram says, don't be a simp, chimp.
I know.
The sooner,
Yeah.
look, guys, the sooner you learn that shit, the sooner you can internalize it, the better your life will be. And I know that goes against everything society is telling you. But you got to break away from what Hollywood, movies, songs.
Social influencers.
I listen to some country music and I'm like, you are a fucking simp. Massalorian's be right back. He's got to go take a bio break. Owning the Float says, just make her laugh and you'll be in like a motherfucker. Yes. Look, I'm not saying be an asshole. You can be respectful. You can treat them well, make them laugh. Owning the Float. That is a great suggestion. Look them in the eyes every now and then and talk to them like you mean it. But don't be a fucking carpet that they walk all over. I don't care if you're single or married. Do not try too hard. It reeks of desperation. And the other thing that the gentleman, and this goes for the ladies too. I know ladies that fall in this trap. Know your worth. Know your fucking worth. I can't tell you how many ladies I've counseled or talked to that are trapped in abusive relationships because they make themselves a doormat for abuse, psychological, verbal. Ladies, don't fall in that trap. If someone's treating you like that, get the fuck out of that relationship. What the hell are you doing? But men, on the flip side, do not put anybody on a pedestal. Know your fucking value. And if you don't know your value, go create some value. Invest time in yourself. Develop yourself. Make yourself worthy of what you're looking for. And then live that life. Don't make it a 1 month experience, a 1 month experiment. You wonder, why am I always trying new things? Why am I always pushing to learn new things? To become a better person, become more well-rounded. S. Jackson says, be cold-blooded like Tony. Yeah, being cold-blooded, it takes a lot of practice and it takes some heartbreak. But eventually you will learn. Being cold-blooded is... it hasn't hurt me in the last 15 years. I'll tell you that. Anya, did I reach my fitness goal yet? I'm down this morning's weigh-in, Anya. I was down 9 pounds. So my first goal was to be down 10 pounds in 14 days. And I'm delinquent on that because we're at the 17th and I'm only down 9 pounds. So maybe in the next 2 days, I'll be down 10 pounds and then I can get under the barbells, increase my calories a little bit, and start doing some heavy lifting. And then the next 10 pounds, I'm giving myself over 60 days because I'm going to be losing fat, but I'm going to be rebuilding muscle. So there's going to be some trade-off. I'll be gaining muscle. I'll be losing fat. It's not going to be as fast as the first couple weeks. Not my first time doing this. So
It's not your first rodeo?
not my first time going through a fat to fit cycle.
With keto?
Just in general, like sometimes I get lazy or sloppy and I get a little overweight and then I gotta bust my ass to get back in shape. So I'm about halfway there, like on the weight loss, but I haven't even started back in the gym yet. I'm just doing cardio and calorie restriction.
Gotcha.
So I'm almost down 10 pounds since the beginning of the month. And
That's awesome.
I'll be in the gym. You'll notice a difference by the end of August.
That's when I'll probably be starting to get in shape, the end of August. By the way, if Grandpa Barney is still in the chat, Grandpa Barney, when I get to Seattle, what are the chances I could roll with you through downtown? Go on a tour.
I told him you were headed up his way. He asked a question to you earlier.
What did he say?
And I forget. It was like an hour ago in the chat.
Shit. Okay. All right.
Devastator says, fat to fit, Tony, get on my level. Yeah, we're going to do a challenge. Some people I've been talking to in Discord want to join me on the challenge. So once I get in the gym, which will be in the next week or so, you guys can join me on this. We're going to do a pull-up challenge, 10 strict pull-ups with 90 pounds weighted hanging on a chain. However you want to do it. I have a belt with a chain on it. So 2 45-pound plates. That's
palms
my
forward? Palms forward or reversed? Pull-ups, right?
A pull-up, not a chin-up.
A
pull-up is like this. Chin-up is like that.
Got it.
Chin-up, you're using your biceps. Pull-up, you're using your back. So I want to see your videos. Strict pull-up. That means dead hang to chin over bar 10 times. With 90 pounds on a chain or however you want to do it. That is what I'm going to be working to, plus getting back up to about a 300-pound deadlift. But Super Steven just posted a 315-pound deadlift. So I'm already behind the gun.
Oh, that's a nice lift. 315? That's some weight.
I mean, for my age, 300 pounds is pretty good. I'm pushing 60 Massillarium.
I know.
So I'm happy with 300, but now Steven's now I've got to reach that extra mile for 3. And look, I'm going to start out next week not at 300. No way. I'll probably start with 145 and just add 5 pounds every other day because I got to build back up. Build back up.
Yep. Take your time. Get back up there. Aaliyah's got a good comment. Good comment, Aaliyah. I agree with you. Can you do that with a hat on, Tony?
What'd she say?
She said a good woman and a good man in a loving relationship will not play stupid games or have stupid fears. They will have real, pure love and connection. That's right. Yeah, fear right now is driving a lot. I really feel like that's constantly what we are hearing. And I think it has to do with some of the ideas that people are having about everything going on with AMC. Like, I think it is legit an issue because fear brings on emotion, right? And in trading, you don't want to be fearful. If you're constantly fearful that something's going to go wrong, something bad's going to happen, everything's going to go to shit, that makes you emotional and that makes you a bad retail trader, right? And as long as we keep pumping this fear and, uncertainty and doubt, people are going to be skeptical and they're going to have a hard time controlling their emotions when it comes to the stock market. And those two things just don't mix, unfortunately.
But
You know?
in relationships, whether it's a woman or a man, that fear of like, I'm not good enough is what makes people doormats
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
So you need to recognize that in yourself. And like, why do I not feel worthy?
Yeah. What am I doing
And
wrong?
then work on improving yourself, whatever that takes. Like, get in the gym, go learn a new hobby. You guys know I've had a lot of hobbies, things that I've wanted to, improve myself, acting classes, dance classes, guitar lessons is up next. It's a never ending life journey to improve yourself. Don't get complacent with yourself, because then you will be fearful in any relationship if you're single. And even if you're married, honor your partner by improving yourself always.
All good points. I agree. Mike says Scarlett is beautiful. I'll take your word, Tony.
Anya says, Tony, that photo of you as a cop. Anya, the photo of me as a cop with a Texas DPS, I was not a cop. That was a movie I did that actually got shown at a film festival.
Yep. Confidence attracts confidence, says Mr. Heedy. Damn right, Mr. Heedy. So T, what do you think? Should I try? I'm just trying to figure out. I just don't know if I can get as far south as Austin. I think I'm gonna wait for
Don't
you to
worry about
travel
that.
north. Yeah, if you're gonna be
don't.
coming up, yeah.
I'm supposed to be headed that way,
Okay.
Seattle, Gig Harbor, Vancouver in September if everything goes as planned. Wait, August if
Right.
everything goes as planned. So don't worry about
Okay.
coming down this way on your trip.
Okay, good. All right, because I want to take that northern route, and I'm like, man, I really feel shitty if I didn't stop in Austin. But if I know a month later, you're gonna be coming up the coast, and I don't have to worry about it. That's even better because I don't think. I mean, you could go do a story about Austin if you want to. I know you're not going. You don't have any desire to, but I'm just saying you're right there. If I really wanted to grab some B-roll, I could just ask you to grab me some. But I think there's other cities that are probably a lot worse shape than Austin right now. Although I don't know, Austin could be pretty bad.
I've got a drone back here on my table, Mass. I wanna start incorporating into some videos with B-roll footage of anything like downtown Austin, fitness, just whatever. Like I spent I don't know how many $1,000s on this fucking drone, and I haven't used it in a video yet. But that was the reason I bought it 2 years ago.
You spent thousands on it?
Yeah. This is a what the fuck is it? A DJI Mavic, whatever the latest Mavic was in 2020 or 21.
That's nice.
I think it takes HD footage.
I bet it
I've
does.
flown it around my neighborhood. I mean, it can go miles away, but it
Wow.
also has the auto follow and some other stuff. Maybe I'll try it out on my next fitness vlog, like following me along the jogging path or something.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna try to pick one up, just a cheap one, just for this road trip. By the way, I see Grandpa Barney back in the chat. Grandpa Barney, will you be able to take me on a ride through downtown Seattle, or at least get me to where I need to be, where the bad parts are, while I'm out there?
Angel says, would you ever do a live stream with Ape Father? I don't do live streams, Angel, with anybody whose the basis of their channel is insulting other people. If you've made videos doxing people, clowning on them, any of that bullshit, look, there are certain people whose channel is based around creating drama, and that's not the basis of my channel. So if they've done that, no, I will never do a live stream or a video with them.
Is Ape Father unleashing hell on someone?
That's look. He's gotten more into the food stuff, which I commend him for. But over his past history, He's crossed that line many, many times with many people. He loves to get in fights with people because that gives him more content. And I
Yeah.
don't do that bullshit. That's why many, many, many people, I don't speak their name. I don't talk about them because all they want is to create drama because they want attention on their channel. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, I saw there was a little drama this week with between Frankie and Boss. I don't know. That kind of just exploded, came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting any of that to go down, but it is what it
Well,
is.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if I want to go into that.
No, I know. I just, it sucks to see people that were possibly on the same page at one point now on two different, wavelengths. It's not good to see. I would rather everyone kind of in the same mindset right now.
I'd rather people just talk about, here's my due diligence. Here's what I think. Here's why. Lay it out. And then someone else can have a different opinion. But if someone else has a different opinion and you attack them, then you already lost. If you're attacking them instead of the due diligence, that's showing weakness. That's showing that you know you're wrong in some aspect. Because when you're lodging personal attacks, then at some point, it's because you're admitting that you're wrong and you're deflecting.
Do you think this, I mean, I would say obviously, but do you think the court case has been the biggest divider this whole time? Or do you
The
think
court case and Ape both, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Ape was a divider. The court case gave the division some teeth because people thought they had a chance because they misunderstood the legal process, right? This is the biggest problem. Like the emotional people don't understand the legal process. They don't understand the limitations of the lawsuit. They're hopeful for many things, but those hopes are not going to be founded in any reality. You can see the court smacking them down. And that is because they're not grounded. These people are not grounded in reality. They're grounded in emotion. And I don't say that to be insulting. I'm just like, maybe check yourself and realize the reason you're getting smacked down is not because the court is corrupt, but perhaps you were just wrong on a legal basis or a factual basis. I get it. I understand why they're doing all of it, but that's not the right venue. You got complaints about other things, create your own lawsuit. That's the way to do it. Create it in the right venue. We all have the same concerns and fears and allegations against corruption and manipulation, but this lawsuit is not the place to address it because that's not what the lawsuit was about. They're trying to hijack it, and that ain't going to play with this court.
No, they're clearly not playing that game, right? That's become very apparent.
It was wishful thinking on their part because they're only coming at it from a place of emotion. They're convinced they're right. I get it, but they're going to be smacked down. And that's not corruption. That is, you were just wrong. Wrong venue, right idea, wrong venue. Create your own lawsuit in the right venue.
I'm going to make sure that, well, I'm going to try to get someone else tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, to come on and talk about some of the things that are going on, especially with the Ape thing recently and the dates and all that crap. Because, there's a possibility out there that I could be reading this the wrong way. So I want to see someone else's opinion on it, put someone else's eyes on it, see what they've come up with. About some of the theories about Ape. Some of the theories about when it was created, how long it's been around, how much money have they actually made from it, AMC? Are they being transparent with that information?
Well, I'll tell you the fact. I'll tell you the facts from my side. It was created in August of 2022. We know that because it was filed with the Delaware Secretary of State and the SEC, and we have the board meeting minutes where they started talking about it in late 2021. So it was not created till late 2022. They made $450 million with it. That's also in the evidence in this current court case and all the filings. If it wasn't for Ape, we'd have $16 million right now. This is all court evidence. There's no disputing how much money they made from Ape. Now, if
Okay.
you want to believe in your little world that something else happened and nobody filed anything and that everything is corrupt and everything's swept under the rug, then I don't know what to say. Like, you're not going to be the future of this channel. And I respect your right to have your own belief, but there's zero evidence to back up anything of what these people are alleging.
So you don't think that anything that we've seen the last couple of days, some of the paperwork is fishy at all? You think everything's on the up and up? Everything's on the level?
Well, I did one video, Mass, about the 2022 10K that where there were numerous times in that filing where they said, look, with the stock split, we had Ape and AMC. And if you carefully, with the open mind, look at the totals in the bottoms of all those tables,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that they exactly match previous filings, 2020, 2021, where there was only AMC, and the totals match. There was no Ape sold. You can look at the float of AMC increasing. That's another piece of evidence. If they sold AMC, they disclosed in the last 2 years how many they sold. You can see the float increasing. There was no Ape sold.
Okay.
This is all conspiracy, emotional. Watch my videos. It's clickbait to rope in the emotional few thousand people that are left in this play. There's a lot of sentient, non-hopium people that watch my channel. They, anybody with the ability to use reason knows that Ape was not created back in 2020. But I recognize that some people do. And I say, I wish you well. It's the same. They're listening to the same people that told them to buy Shiba at the high, to buy HYMC at the high, to buy Mullen, that called me a shill for saying get out of Shiba. They called me a shill for saying wait on Highcroft. They called me a shill for saying wait on Mullen. You got to hold people accountable for their record. And if you like listening to people that are constantly wrong, then I say, hey, more power to you. Just don't check out my channel because I'm going to dish out a bunch of hard facts, and you might not like to hear that.
All right. So that's your opinion on the breakdown of the creation of Ape and how many have actually been sold off and where the money's gone. Now, there's the other theory out there.
There was no money from Ape in 2020, 2021.
Okay. All right. So it's you're basically bucking up against the complete other narrative.
I will bet anybody $5,000, and Johnny, I'll let you pick a CPA.
Okay. All right.
Find somebody who disagrees with me and make sure they have $5,000.
Okay.
We'll put it in escrow and we'll bring in an independent CPA. You can pick them.
All right. All right. Because I have someone I think I'm going to come on with, and we'll talk about it, and I'll ask and see. Because here's the thing, T. If that's not true and we're misreading the documents, or something's off about it, and it's what we're reading is not what it's actually being stated. I mean, unless the wording is completely off and when some word is being twisted, and there's a 1% chance of that, I want to know about it, right? Because if there is some shit going on, I want to know. I mean, if they're selling, where is this money?
I'll just tell you, Johnny, just a little advance notice to whoever wants to take me up on the bet. I've already verified my information with a CPA. This is not just my opinion.
Okay.
The reading of the 2022 10K. Like, I don't like being wrong. And the reason I waited and the reason I studied that, I knew it had to be in there somewhere. And finally, with the help of an accountant, oh yeah, this sentence I've been looking for was in there all along. I just couldn't find it. You know how many times I read that damn 10K looking for the explanation?
I would assume
a
lot.
It's right there, but I never saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, at least I know what my argument can be. I'm going to have to go back and read it for myself a few times as well before tomorrow. All right, T, I got to jump off. I really got to get to work. By the way, was there a dog barking in the background at your place, or was
there is a dog barking in the background?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking.
I'll go ahead and hop off too.
Okay. All right, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go price like a million tools right now. I will be on tomorrow night, like I just said. I'm gonna have a guest on. And we're gonna talk about this. T, thank you, man, for having me on. I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you, Mass. Someone said, do we see the super chats? I see one from Brent Drew. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you
If you
guys for the
guys are,
super chats.
if you're sending them on Massalorian's channel, I think he does not have his YouTube chat open, so he is not seeing them.
I can't see them just because I don't want to drag down the stream. If I have YouTube open too, they will drag down our stream. So I'm trying to keep it closed. But thank you guys very much. Whoever did, I'll make sure I mention you in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate
I'll hang
you
out
guys.
for 7 more minutes. And Johnny, I'll go ahead and let
All
you
right. Good
sign
night,
off.
guys.
Thank
Love
you,
y'all.
buddy.
Tonight, T, have a good night.
Thank you. I'll hang out for a few more minutes because Doc Zeno just got here. Sergeant Beef just got here. Devastator says his mic sounded a lot better. Yeah, he had no audio issues tonight. I don't know what he did different. Any other questions, guys? Questions? What have y'all been seeing out there? I didn't get a chance to check up on much today. I checked the court to see if there were any updates. By the way, if you haven't been tuned into me on the community tab or Twitter, really the only thing that's happened in the past few days, which was interesting, is Judge Zern denied both Ethan Leibovitz and Jordan Affolter from speaking at the hearing because they did not submit a timely filing. So that was really the only interesting thing. There's been a lot of filings. It's mostly been administrative stuff. There was one other filing from what's his name, Osvaldo Munoz, the guy that disappeared. He reappeared and said he's been out of the country and didn't have access to any communications. So he doesn't want to be out of the case. And they said, okay, well, you got to submit your affidavit, and he has not submitted that still. So that is the other little bit of intrigue going on. What is up with this dude? So maybe we'll find out next week. Doc Zeno been busy having some drinks. I'm jealous, my friend. I think 2 more days, Doc, and I can join you guys with a shot. Thank you, Devastator. You know how hard it is, guys, to walk into an AMC and order a salad? 1 more pound to go. Pete says, do I think AMC will be stagnant up until June 29th? I think it will be mostly stagnant, Pete, until the judge's written opinion. Not until necessarily the 29th. That might be well past that. I think I said this on my last live stream. I don't think that any institutions really want to buy and hold AMC right now because of the upcoming arbitration, which is going to, the ARB, which is going to push AMC down and push AMC up. And you'll probably see all that happen in a moment, right? At the moment where the judge issues her written opinion. Right now, everybody's scared. They don't really know what's happening. They don't know how the legal case is going to go. So why would institutions be buying AMC if they're worried about it dropping $1.75? So yeah, I think retail is going to keep buying it, and but it's not going to move up. I see all kinds of wild predictions. I'm not on board with those, although I will say that I have said this, that as we get Q2 finishing up at the end of June and we finish above 2.3 billion domestic box office, that is probably going to be an upside surprise on earnings. You'll see probably analysts modify their predictions. I'm predicting, at 2.5 billion, that's positive 3 cents earnings per share, not counting any popcorn in Walmart. If we get to 2.6 billion, now we're in the 4 or 5 cent positive EPS, and they're predicting -3. So we could see some upward momentum as people get excited about that. I would just say use caution. That's what I'm telling my folks. That's how I'm approaching it. Use caution, because even if you get that FOMO run up on Q2 excitement, you still have the judge about to make a decision to collapse AMC and push Ape up. Now, I hope they both go up on Q2 earnings hype, and then we get the judge's decision. I'd love to see them both higher before the judge. That's my preferred order of events. But I think there's going to be a lot of volatility and a lot of unknowns, and nobody knows for sure what is going to happen. Steven says we should crack 2.3 billion domestic box office by the end of next week. Yeah, we're just under 2.3 right now, I think. Right, Steven? My conservative estimate for this quarter, I said my high end a month ago. I said my high end was 3.3, and then once I saw how the movies were performing, Little Mermaid and such didn't really blow out like we wanted, I dropped it to 2.5, and I still feel pretty good about 2.5. We may go up to 2.6. That's where I think we'll be. And I know I've had people message me, you're being too conservative. Welcome to my life. I'd rather under promise and over deliver. I'd rather tell y'all 2.5 and we come in at 2.6 than hype you up with 3 and then we don't hit it, because nobody likes being disappointed. Yuka Frita. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? S. Jackson says, I wish the people that make the movies make them like Top Gun instead of woke. I know. It is disappointing. Hollywood is not cooperating. Flash, I think they're going to do about 70 million domestic, Anya, which is going to be way under what the hypesters on Twitter were pushing, but right in line with what I was expecting. So when I made my projections a week ago, I looked at every movie that's coming out for the rest of this month, and I said, I think we can hit 2.5. I just didn't think that Flash was going to be like a $1 billion movie in 2 weeks. But I'm still going to see 6 movies in the second half of June. 2 down, 4 to go. Urge you to do the same. You can make the difference in this Q2. The more money we spend on movies and concessions, you are helping the company more doing that than buying the stock right now. Buying the stock does not help the company. In revenue, concessions directly goes to the top line revenue and the bottom line earnings. You got 2 weeks left, guys. And if you don't, go do it because there's no AMC in your area. I get it. That's fine. I'm gonna pull the weight for some people. We're gonna be spending an obscene amount of money, and I'm not doing that because I like the stock. I like movies. I like films. The benefit to AMC is a side benefit. I was gonna go see those movies anyways, but I'm gonna front load all of them into Q2 before the end of June. S. Jackson says he heard Elementals is the worst movie Pixar ever created. I haven't looked at any reviews, but I looked at the previews and they look pretty decent. Even Scarlett said she was laughing watching the preview. So I hope you're incorrect, Mr. Jackson. But I haven't looked at any reviews, so I don't know. Doc Zeno, what are you taking your dad to see mañana? Darth Man 25, what's going on? We are wrapping it up, guys, here in the next couple minutes, so get your questions in. Any thoughts on docu? I haven't looked at it since 2021. Mr. Baglio, let me pull it up here. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I mean, I use their products. I like their products. That was, I think we pulled up the financials too. Like there was no reason for this stock to be at 314. That was just absolute ridiculous overbuying. I think what I said a couple weeks ago when we briefly looked at it is that it could be fairly priced in this range. And I need to go look at it deeper. Maybe I'll, that could be another one to do a deep dive on this weekend. I think my wife got back home from babysitting. Let me check. Hang on one second. Nope, I'm just hearing things. Doc Zeno says his dad wants to see Transformers. Oh, Lordy. Darth Man, don't worry about buying a house right now. If rates are high, if the price is right, that's all I would care about. You can always refinance if the rates drop. Roasted Caffeine says you think that Q3 will be less. I think that Q3 and Q4 will both be a loss for AMC, and that is just based on my analysis and other people in our Discord of the movies that are coming out in Q3 and Q4, and the projected box office of around 9 billion, 9 maybe 10. So we did the math, and I don't think that we won't quite reach the point where we have profitable quarters. Now, that does not count popcorn at Walmart. And look, I just don't think we're going to get 200 million in profits from popcorn. But maybe in August, when we hear the Q2 earnings, we'll get some inkling. It's hard for me to model something that I have no numbers on. He thinks Transformers is Casablanca. Broke Ape, can I give you support and resistance on SoFi? Yeah, I can. I was just looking at SoFi. I have some SoFi. And my most recent purchase was in December. So that would be right around here, around $4. So I'm doing okay on my SoFi trade. I had bought some back in the heyday, somewhere in 2022, after I thought it had dropped enough. I forget when. And then I increased my position to lower my cost average because I still like the company. And so overall on the whole trade, I'm up a considerable amount. It's at 860 right now. And I owe you guys an update on that one. I've been holding off doing one because of the whole student loan thing, but just, for my own sake, I need to dig into it again. See, should I be selling right now since I'm up, or should I be holding for another run up? I don't know, to be honest. I just checked it. I don't check my portfolio every day, but we were talking about it in the Discord, and I was like, wow, I'm really up on SoFi. So I need to find out, should I be selling right now or should I hold? I owe you a video on that. How about that? Doug says SoFi is a buy. Roasted Caffeine says, what if you factor in dilution to raise capital? So, Roasted Caffeine, look, we have the judge's written opinion. We've got the Q2 earnings. Those are already two very unknowns on this stock. And then on top of that, we got Adam Aaron potentially announcing dilution. That is really, I think, the thing that people should be the most in tune to. Not the reverse split, because reverse split doesn't mathematically change anything. If you're on an uptrend and you have a split or reverse split, it will usually continue. If you're on a downtrend and you have a reverse split, that downtrend will usually continue unless the fundamentals change. But what a lot of companies do, look at Mullen, they're on a downtrend, they reverse split, they're still on a downtrend, and then they dilute on top of it. That can make things not go well. What's different with AMC to Mullen? Mullen has no revenue. They've got no products really in production. A couple vans. I saw a photo at Randy Marion of 100 vans in the parking lot. Where's the sales? Where's the sales they told us about? So you can't compare Mullen to AMC. AMC's got growing revenue. We'll probably have a profitable quarter this quarter. What happens with the dilution announcement? I can't tell you. You've got to be smart about it on your own. Is he going to announce 100 million shares? I don't know. Is he going to announce 200, 400? All of those have an impact on what happens to the price. Where is the dilution announcement in relation to a smashing Q2 earnings? Which one happens first? I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm riding this crazy train just like you guys are. But we know that dilution often has a negative effect on the price. So I don't want you to ignore that. The timing of where everything hits is going to be critical. And then how much dilution he announces. And then how fast is he going to do it? He could announce dilution, but do it over 12 months. Is he going to double the float in 30 days like Mullen did? Or is he going to do it over 12 months as needed? I don't know how to tell you a magic answer. Just here's what I think. I've said this many times. If there's a shelf offering, or if the reverse split and conversion goes through and you know he can do a sale to an institution before Q2 earnings, we've seen this setup. You've seen my video, hopefully, the CEO handbook. They like to have an offering ready right before good news, because you want that good news to pump it up, and you as a CEO want to sell into that good news. So if I just had to guess, I'm thinking that we'll get the judge's decision in July. We'll have Adam Aaron maybe file a dilution offering. And then a month later, we'll get some smashing Q2 news, a surprise upside, and the stock will go up and AMC will sell into that. That's just my guess. What the fuck do I know? Just a stupid cowboy. But there is a lot to consider. Look, I'm not a, this is not a channel where I'm telling you a QSIP change is going to drive the price up or a reverse split's going to drive the price up. No, we're not doing any of that here. I do not know what's going to happen. Play it smart. It's on you. Bring Trevor on. Trevor. I love his enthusiasm. I think he was talking about a different Trevor, maybe the Trevor on Twitter. Trevor, you're not the Trevor on Twitter, right? Mike, which one were you talking about? Nuck says not a single person has been right on anything about this stock. Yeah. I knew early on, if you've been following me since 2021, I've never given a date. I've never given a price target. I've never given a catalyst. All for that was well thought out 2 years ago. Because I don't buy into, there's no need to do all that shit. If there's a squeeze, it's going to be because of some catalyst we didn't see coming and because there is high short interest. That's it. It's that simple. After AMC and Ape come together, the short interest on AMC is high. The short interest on Ape is low. The float on Ape is twice as much as AMC. So you will see the short interest percentage drop. A couple days after that conversion, if you're looking at Ortex, you're not going to see 20% anymore. You'll see, I don't know, 13. I haven't done the math. So don't let that surprise you. They're going to say, oh, I told you the shorts were going to cover. That's just fucking math. 20% of 1/3 plus 5% of 2/3. You do the math. I don't feel like doing it tonight. Robert M. Already smoked the cigar and I'm not drinking until I lose 10 pounds. That was my pledge on June 1st. I'm 9 pounds down, Robert. So a couple more days and we'll have a celebration shot. Steven says short interest would get cut in half since Adam Aaron doubled the float via Ape. Yeah, something like that. I want you to be cognizant of that. So when you see short interest drop from 20 to 13, I already know all these fucking clickbaiters. I told you they were going to cover. Adam Aaron's a crook. Because they can't do math. 20% of 1/3 plus 5% of 2/3. It's going to drop. Even if they don't do anything, the percentage of the float is going to drop. Mike says, Tony, you don't have a problem going dry turkey. No, The only time I drink, really, guys, is when I'm hanging out with you on a live stream. I know everybody likes to joke that I'm an alcoholic. The only drinks I have is when I'm doing a live with you. No, it's no problem for me to stop. Not at all. Michael One says, enjoyed your fitness video, inspired me to start my diet and exercise on Monday. I hope that a few people get inspired by that. I'll do a couple more. I'm not going to bombard this channel with fitness videos. Don't worry about that. But as I hit milestones, I might just keep you updated. Just so you know, I'm a real person, not just some dipshit in a cowboy hat. Mike, what did I miss there, Mike? No, yeah, no problem. I mean, I enjoy a good scotch to relax and a cigar too. Like hanging out with you guys in the evenings on a live stream. That's kind of like I'm done working. Now let's just chat and bullshit. I like a good scotch. But I'm not sitting here every night drinking. I'm not sitting here drinking all day. No. While Walka's World says, if approved, how long after will it take for the judge to rule and then we convert? So the hearing will be June 29th and 30th. The chancellor will have up to 90 days to issue her written opinion. I'm just guessing. And the only reason I'm saying this is because Chancery Daily told me the court is on vacation in August. And she pointed out that Zern has been very diligent about keeping things on schedule. And that her guess was that Zern would probably want to rule in July. I don't know what day in July. But if she doesn't, because she is a very thorough judge and she's going to put some time into making sure that she has a thoughtful written opinion, we might not see it in July. We might not. Might be August or September. I don't fucking know. Once her opinion is released, I've heard Adam Aaron say somewhere that he was going to have all the filings pre-filed with the NYSE and the SEC. So I imagine those filings will drop the same day the judge's written opinion is dropped. And then the other thing I don't know, does that mean in the morning everything will be bloop, or does it take 2 days? I don't know. But I tell you what, and I mean this, no joking, once the judge's opinion drops, and probably every day after June 30th, I'm not going to be sleeping a whole lot. Because I want to be ready in case that big green candle up on Ape happens. You don't want to get caught unaware because you're not paying attention. Set yourself some alerts after June 30th. And hopefully you're not a light sleeper. You're going to need to. It's probably not going to be pre-market. It would probably be after hours that she issues the written opinion, but I'm not going to be sleeping much for however long it takes. Doc Zeno says he also thinks the judge will issue her decision before August. Thoughts on Palantir, Corey? I bought Palantir in 2021, held it for a few months, and then sold it. And I haven't really dug into it much. I mean, I did 0 DD. I was momentum trading it. It wasn't moving. I got in too late, and my money was just sitting there. So I got out. And it's one of those stocks that one day, when I have some fucking time, when we get past all this AMC stuff, hopefully in the next 30 days, I can drop a Palantir video for you. I know a lot of people are watching it, and I'd love to do a deep dive on it, but can't really comment other than looking at the same chart you have. So that's not really much value. Let me dig into Palantir more, and I'll try and give you some more thoughtful opinions. Headstock Harem says August 22nd is Ape's 1-year anniversary. That sounds about right. All right, guys, it is 11:06 p.m. on Saturday. My wife is babysitting our niece, and she should be home soon. I think she said she was babysitting from 8 to 11. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for your time tonight. Thank you to the mods that tuned in. Thank you to who else joined in tonight? Owning the Float. Thanks for stopping in. All the members of the channel, those of you with the badges next to your name, I appreciate your support. All the subs to the channel, whether you're a member or not, you make a difference, and I do appreciate you. And thank you for being the real ones. We're going to get through this AMC thing, and then we're going to move on to other fucking shit where we make money. So stay tuned. Lots more good stuff to come. Be good to one another. Be nice to one another. And we will see you on the next video.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. I send the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow